Friends, a very good morning to you all. And now once again we are back on our online classes, and we are starting chapter 6, that is India and the climatic condition of India. So as we begin this chapter, it is very important for us to understand, because we nowadays we are seeing quite a lot of climatic changes. During the monsoon season, it sometimes rains heavily or does not rain. During the winter season, sometimes we see that the seasons are getting prolonged regularly. And why is it happening so? These aspects are going to be seen by us when we study this chapter. The climatic influences the way of life, economic activities, food habits, costumes, and behaviors of people. In northern part of India, winter is warmer than other areas in the same latitude. Thus, the area north of the Tropic of Cancer is also treated as tropical regions. India, it experiences a typical tropical monsoon type of climate. Factors affecting the climate of India. There are certain factors such as temperature, atmosphere, pressure, direction and velocity of winds, precipitation. These affect the climate of any place and directly or indirectly control the influence by a number of factors. So the factors line-wise are as follows. Firstly, latitudinal extent. The latitudinal extent is of 8 degrees north to 37 degrees north as an important factor which influences the climate conditions of this region. The southern half of India lies in the tropical belt close to the equator and is surrounded by water bodies. The northern half, which is above the Tropic of Cancer, lies in the temperate belt. This part not only is away from the equator but also away from the moderating influences of the water bodies. So these two parts of India enjoy different climatic conditions due to the location and latitudinal extent. Secondly, the altitude of a place. So the temperature decreases with increase in height. For every 162 meters when we rise up, the temperature drops by 1 degree centigrade. Whereas for every 1000 meters, temperature drops by 6 degrees centigrade. So eventually, if you see places which are at sea level, in those same places you will find that if there are hills, tops, the temperature there would be cool. For example, Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a hot, it's a desert area. It is quite hot over there. But in desert, you have Mount Abu, which is a cold place. Why? Because of the altitude. Okay. Now, the Himalayan range. The Himalayan mountain range, along with its eastern and the western offshores, act as an effective climatic barrier. They protect India from the extreme cold winds coming from the north. So in the absence of Himalayan mountain range, the climate of India would become hot and dry. So during the summer season and cold and dry during the winter season. Thus, the Himalayan mountain ranges have helped in developing a typical tropical monsoon type of climate in India. Next is the presence of relief features. So the relief features of India affect the temperature, air, pressure, direction and wind of India, of the amount and the distribution of rainfall. So the windward side and leeward side, I think you have studied in class 9. Windward side means the side of the mountain from where the winds or the clouds come, and the opposite direction is called the leeward side. So the windward side of the Western Ghats and Assam receive heavy rainfall during the summer months, whereas the southern plateau remaining dry or get less rainfall due to its leeward situation along the Western Ghats. Influences of water bodies. Children, water bodies make a lot of influence. For example, in the summer months, if we talk about our own area, in the summers, if we are at home, we feel quite hot. But if we go and sit beside a dam or a lake or a river, we find that the climate is quite different. Why? It is because of the influence of the water bodies. bodies surrounding India are the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, exerts modulating influences on the climatic conditions. These water bodies provide much needed moisture to the summer monsoons, which provide heavy rainfall in India. So the places which are far away from the water bodies experience continental climate as they are far away from the moderating influence of water bodies. Thus, such places experience hot summer and cold, dry winter. The climate of the coastal areas is also modified by the influence of these water bodies in contrast to the coastal areas enjoying almost the same type of climatic conditions throughout the year. The next topic, the factor that affects the climate of India is the prevailing winds. So the monsoon winds are the prevailing winds over the whole of India, and the complete reversal in the direction of the monsoon winds bring a sudden change in the season. For example, the southwest summer monsoon bring rainfall to the entire country, and the northeast winter monsoons travel from land to sea and do not cause much rainfall except along the coastal area. Next important factor is the upper air circulation. As we know, the jet streams in the upper air system influences the Indian climate at a height of about 10 to 14 kilometers above the subtropical high pressure belt. A different pattern of air circulation is observed. These winds blow from west to east, north of the Himalayan mountains and roughly parallel to the Tibetan plateau. These are called the jet streams. The Himalayas act as a barrier in the path of the jet streams, which are divided when these winds crash and when they are diverted downwards, and the Himalayas, you know, are around some 9 kilometers at height. So when these winds are directed downwards, they crash into the Himalayas and they split into two portions. Which goes to the east is called the easterlies, and which goes to the west is called the westerly jet stream. So the westerly jet streams is responsible for developing western disturbances in the northwest of India. These disturbances bring rainfall in the winter season, and the easterly jet streams blow northern India to over northern India and is responsible for developing tropical cyclones over India and Bangladesh. These depressions caused by the upper air circulation has a great impact on the climatic conditions of India. The next topic is, or the next factor is tropical cyclones and western disturbance. As we have seen that most of the cyclones originate from Bay of Bengal, which influences the southwest monsoon season. So some cyclones originate during the northeast retreating monsoons and they influence the climate along the eastern coast of India. As you can see, the western disturbances influence the winter weather conditions in the northeastern part of India. The northeastern part gets rainfall during the winter season as well. The next important factor is the El Nino effect. El Nino is a narrow warm current which temporarily replaces the cold Peru currents and cause floods and droughts in the tropical region. The warming of water in the Pacific Ocean affects the monsoon winds in the Indian Ocean. And the next effect is the La Nina effect. La Nina usually follows a strong El Nino, sometimes the trade winds, because so strong that they cause accumulation of cold water in the central and eastern parts of the Pacific Ocean. This event is called La Nina. Its influence is just opposite of El Nino. In India, this can cause very heavy monsoon showers. Okay children, our next topic is the mechanism of monsoon. The term monsoon has been actually derived from the Arabic word mausim or from the Malayalam word monsoon, which means season. So the monsoons are seasonal winds that change the direction of low flow with the change of season. The monsoon winds blow mostly from sea to land during the summer and from land to sea during the winter season. So the monsoon winds are characterized by a complete reversal in the direction of the prevailing winds between January and July and over the Indian subcontinent. In 1686, Halley, an Englishman, was of the view that the monsoons are caused by the differential heating of land and sea. It causes contrast in the atmospheric pressure which develops a wind that blows from the sea to the land. He conceived the concept of the summer and the winter monsoon. This concept dominated the scene for about 3 centuries. The monsoons do not develop equally everywhere, and Halley's theory concept fails to accept the intricacy of the monsoon. Besides different heating, the original and the developing of the monsoon is also influenced by the shape of the continent, relief features, and the conditions of air circulation in the upper troposphere. Nowadays, the modern theories are based on the air masses and jet streams are becoming more relevant.